Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for finding the video, for coming by, for tuning in, for making time to do this. I really do appreciate you guys going out of your way to be able to really just listen. I know right now there's a lot going on in our world, and it's really easy to want to just share and to want to speak and to give our opinions, but I really appreciate every single one of you that is making the time to watch this video. What I want to do is week after week, I want to invite you into my home, invite you into my life, and just talk about either things that are happening across the world, in our place, in our country, in our church, and also just talk about things that you want to talk about. And the way that we're going to do that is that during the week, we're going to have Zoom meetings. We're going to have, even if they're not on Zoom, but we're just going to find time where we can get together, where we can just talk, we can have some time to hang out. And I want to make sure that I give people and I give you guys the attention that you guys deserve. So what we're going to do is we're going to split it up into age groups. So if you are a middle schooler, if you are in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, we're going to be getting together on Tuesdays, 12 p.m. If you're a high schooler, we're going to be getting together on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. And if you have graduated, if you're between the ages of 18 and 24, and you would like to find a community of young people where you can grow, where you can learn, then we'll be getting together Fridays at 12 p.m. So the way that you can connect is to, number one, find the CenterPoint. Go to thecenterpoint.org. All the information is going to be on our website. Second way is to go to our Facebook at the CenterPoint. Follow us on Instagram. We'll be posting all of that there. And then come find me. My name is Adam.orellana, O-R-E-L-L-A-N-A. You can find me on Facebook. On Instagram, I think it's adam.orellana. And you know what? I'll even give you my number in case you want to text me. You can get this information for yourself. My number is 253-314-3658. So I want you to be able to come and hang out, to spend time together so that we can grow together, and really just so that we can have some time away from our family for a little bit. Well, you will. You'll see my family. You'll probably see my girls, and they'll make cameos here and there. Maybe you'll hear them cry in the background before I'm done. But I really want this to be a personal experience for us, and that's why you'll see me make these videos all around our house, and maybe it'll be clean, maybe it won't, but I just want to give you guys the raw and the real of what God is doing in my life and what God wants to do in your life. And this week I just wanted to take a moment and just address some of the things that are happening across our world. And if you're on social media, if you're watching the news, you know exactly what's happening. I don't have to update you or bring you up to speed on everything that's been going on, and there is a lot. But I do want to say, over a week ago now, there was a black man that was killed under the knee of a white person, a white police officer. And it's really easy to look at the colors of their skin and to assume, to judge, and to get angry. But I think it's more important to look behind what's happening, to look behind just the colors of their skin, and realize that what happened was way more than a racial issue. What happened was really a human issue. I mean, regardless of the color of skin that these people were, it is never okay to take the life of another human being. It is never okay to do that. Whether it was a black police officer on a white man that would have done the same thing, I believe that we should still feel just as hurt, just as appalled, just as unjust for what happened. And it's because so easily, I think we can just kind of get caught up in the things that happen on the surface. And especially when we're all on social media and we're just paying attention to what everybody else is saying, it's really easy to get distracted and to not really know how to feel or how to think about these things. And it's important that we allow ourselves times to think, not just bottle these things up, but really feel and experience what's happening. And as I've done that during the week, I've realized how much this isn't a race issue as it is a human issue. Now, I don't want to downplay racism in our country. Listen, as a Latino myself, I have been racially profiled. I've been judged. I mean, it happened literally just like a week or two ago where I got the cops pulled on me because I was waiting for somebody in their neighborhood. Like, I don't want to downplay that at all, because I know what that feels like, and I know that there are cases of that in our country, and I don't want to say that that doesn't happen. But what we see happening, what we see with people getting upset and then going to the streets and rioting, going to the streets where it turns violent, and where we see police officers turning just as violent and not caring about human life, that's not a color issue. Really what that is, like, that's the outpouring or the result of stuff that's happening inside. And I want you to think about that. What's happening outside is a direct result of what happens inside. So all the hate and all the anger, all the yelling, all the pain, the destruction that people are causing, they're doing it because that's what they feel on the inside. They don't know how to deal with their anger. They don't know how to deal with their pain, with their loss, with their hurt, only than by hurting others, by getting angry at others. So I want us to keep that in mind, especially as we continue during the week. And, we keep listening to the news, we keep watching stuff on social media. Ask yourself, are these people really hurt because of social injustice? Or some of these people just hurt because they're hurt? And listen, as a person of color, as a person who has been profiled and racially pushed aside, I can very easily stand up and be angry and yell and give people my opinion. But I have to understand that hate comes from within. Hate comes from the thoughts, our preconceived notions of what we believe the world to be or should be. And really what people are fighting out there is really just an internal struggle that happens in here. And I want to be blunt about that. People are fighting on our streets, literally shedding blood on the street because they're trying to find the solution to a problem that can only be solved in our hearts. Our world will never change until we fully forgive each other. Our world will never change until we can look at another person across the side, across skin color, across position or class or status, until we can look at them and we can say, I am just like you, and I forgive you for the things you've done to hurt me, the way that I expect you to forgive me for the things that I've done to you. So you'll notice that, unfortunately, without forgiveness, without compassion, without empathy, the only thing that happens is more hate, more anger, more destruction, more civil disobedience, more cops getting angry. This is not going to stop unless people are willing to forgive. And that's the hardest thing that we can ever do, is to look at someone who's hurt us, to look at someone who's done something bad towards us, and to ask them for forgiveness. It's really hard, especially when you feel like, I'm not the one who should be asking for forgiveness. I'm not the one who should be expected to say sorry. They should be the ones saying sorry. They should be the ones apologizing. They should be the ones telling me, oh, I'm sorry for what I did. There's a Proverbs 4:23. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. So like I said, all these people that are angry, that are hurt, that are yelling, that are hurting, regardless of what side. I'm not here pushing any sort of political side or any color or any this or that. No. Everybody that is hurting others, that is angry at others, that is yelling at others, whether a cop or a black person or a white person or a brown person or whatever, every one of those people, they are acting out of what is flowing out of their heart. So when you see so much anger and so much hate, you have to realize that that's a heart issue, and that isn't going to change unless people are willing to change their hearts. And that's the hardest thing to do, is to change our heart. And so I want us to talk about that. I want us to talk about, how, number one, how do we see the world around us? What is it doing to our hearts? And then number two, I want us to really pay attention to our hearts feel whenever we see these things happen. And number three, I want you to pay attention to something called body feelings. In the Bible, this is referred to as the flesh. But what I mean is body feelings is that whenever we have thoughts in our head, they activate these neural sensors within our body, which means that even though it might just be a thought, we actually start to feel something. So it's the reason why we cry when we're sad, the reason why we might get hot, when we're angry, or the reason why we might sweat when we're nervous or we're anxious. All of those things, it's really interesting the way that our thoughts, the way that our mind can activate these things in our body. And these body feelings, many times, is feelings of the flesh, right? Literal flesh. This is what we call the flesh, right? Our skin, the material, and the muscles. This body feelings, they love to be activated, and they're usually activated by negative energy, meaning that it's a lot easier for me to react in anger. It's a lot easier for me to react in sadness and anxiety than it is for me when I've been hurt to forgive, or it is than when people make me angry to try to calm myself down, because my body, as soon as my body gets going and it starts to feel hot and bothered, as soon as my body starts to sweat and I get angry, all I want to do is get rid of this body feeling, get rid of the flesh. And many times, the only way to do that is to stop at the source. That means to go all the way back and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What has caused me to feel this way? What has caused me to feel so angry, to allow my body, the feelings that I'm feeling, to make me make decisions that I regret, that I don't want to do, decisions that hurt? I really do hope that during the week, we can pay attention to the way that our thoughts are activating our body feelings, and how those same body feelings sometimes will cause us to do negative actions. And it just becomes a cycle, right? You get this negative energy, negative thoughts, and that pushes you towards negative body feelings, which pushes you to do negative actions, which later the consequences come back around and only push more negative energy, which pushes you to have negative body feelings, and it's just cycle just goes on and on and on. And God knows. He knows. In fact, the Bible was written because you and I, maybe not you, but me, the Bible was written because I need to be reminded that sometimes, many times, my body rules my mind. And God has given us a powerful, powerful mind. And what we have to do is use it. We have to leverage it the way that He wants us to. And we have to stop anxiety at its source. We have to stop anger at its source. We have to stop depression and sadness and loneliness at its source. And the source is usually our heart. See, if we aren't guarding our heart, and we're letting all sorts of hate and anger and anxiety and stress overcome us, then everything that we do, everything that flows from it is going to be angry. It's going to be stressed. It's going to be anxious. So I really want us this week, as you go and you continue to live your life and you're doing school, you're doing work, whatever it is, all I'm asking this week, so I'm not asking you to go read the whole Bible or to read a bunch of chapters. All I'm asking is that you pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to how those thoughts make your body feel. Pay attention to how those body feelings make you act. Pay attention to the actions that you're taking. Pay attention to the ways that you feel. Really, all I want you to do this week is just be aware. Pay attention. I know it's been tough not to be in school, and I know it's been tough maybe not to be able to come and to hang out and thrive with other people, but are we paying attention to ourselves? And God is paying attention to you, and He's trying to reach out to you. And right now, whenever you're watching this, is a moment where He is saying, that's what I mean about hearing babies crying. I don't know if you'll be able to hear them, but they're crying. All God wants to do for you this week is to remind you that He is working with you, He's working in you. And the only way that you can see that and experience it is when you become aware of your thoughts, when you become aware of your flesh, become aware of your actions. So this week, that's all I want you to do, is just to be aware. So one more time, I want to encourage you to go onto our website, thecenterpoint.org. Find us on Facebook and Instagram so that you can stay connected with all the stuff that we'll be doing during the week. Come find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. I gave you my number, text me, and I want us to get together Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday for the appropriate groups, and we'll just spend some time talking. Right now, the times that are set, they're temporary as we get our groups together and as we get people, and we need to change it, if it has to change, because it's just easier because of schoolwork or just whatever it is. Just let me know. Let's make this work together. I want to spend time with you guys, and even if we can't do it in person, we can do it this way. So again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope that this has been encouraging for you, and I hope that you can please join us. Again, if you're a middle schooler, Tuesdays, high school, Wednesdays, and if you're post-grad, graduated, you're in that 19 to 24, 19 to 25 age range, I want you to connect too so that we can spend some time talking. And just thank you so much. And I hope that you're blessed during the week, and I will see you soon.